Welcome. My name is Roberta Evangelista.
And I'm Jina Yazdanpanah.
And we both represent BASE, the Swiss not-for-profit organization that, together with EMPA, is behind the development of the Coldtivate app. In this video, we'd like to introduce Coldtivate's key features and the specific section of the onboarding kit. Coldtivate has been developed with the crucial support of 3 software companies, which we'd like to acknowledge here. The development of Coldtivate started in 2021 to respond to the need of companies managing solar-powered cold rooms to operate those rooms more efficiently. In the first development phase, we thus worked very closely with cooling companies and smallholder farmers to make sure that what we were designing would be beneficial for them and was reflecting the way in which they were currently using cold storage. The first version of the application was launched in 2022 as a mobile application for Android and iOS. Coldtivate essentially functions like a digital crate management system, which means that all check-ins and check-outs that happen at a cold room can be registered in the application. The key benefit of this approach is to bring transparency and efficiency to the process. In addition, the app features shelf life models, which are models that predict the quality evolution of the crops stored in the cold rooms for each single crate, helping to minimize crop spoilage. And finally, the app also included machine learning models that forecast market prices in the locations around the cold rooms to support farmers in deciding when and where to sell their crops. Since the launch, Coldtivate has been extensively tested in India, Nigeria, and the Philippines, together with local partners who usually are cooling providers or farmers' organizations managing cold rooms. We are currently also piloting Coldtivate in Guinea-Bissau and Iraq, and the key benefit of the application is that it can actually be used worldwide. Today, the app is available in 10 languages, includes also a digital marketplace that connects farmers that are using the cold room with buyers, and is still actively being improved and developed to include new features and user feedback. The app code is available open source for interested actors to deploy it and to further develop it in their specific context, for example, by adding new languages or features. So the section of the onboarding kit that we are presenting now wants to give you an overview of how the Coldtivate application works. It contains more than 50 video tutorials that explain in detail all the aspects of the application from the perspective of the different user roles, as well as a set of frequently asked questions below each video. Below this video, we'll actually also find the glossary, which defines what are the main terms that are used in these tutorials. At the end of this section of the onboarding kit, you can also take a test to become a certified Coldtivate trainer. To start following along, we recommend downloading the application following the link or the QR code that you see here on the right. We have designed these tutorials as a resource that you can use to familiarize yourself with Coldtivate. Our objective is to enable you to start using Coldtivate in your cooling business or in your community. And we also imagine that some of the material that we have developed can be useful as training material to conduct workshops and trainings. Each video.
Now, before jumping into the main aspects of Coldtivate's functionality, we'll set some context by discussing first why you should use Coldtivate and how Coldtivate helps address the problem of post-harvest losses. Our team has identified that the opportunity cost of post-harvest losses is around $4 billion worth of produce that is wasted, and this could represent feeding about 48 million people. So as our team has worked on developing the Coldtivate app, we've identified ways to support this problem across each stakeholder in the value chain. First, with respect to cooling companies, we support cooling companies to manage cold room operations more efficiently through digital inventory management. With respect to users, this can include farmers and traders. We support them by making more informed decisions to have access to more information so that they can decide when and where to sell their crops. And across both of these user types, we have allowed and unlocked digital data analytics based on data collection in order to unlock impact and performance monitoring, which can also be applied to many different use cases, including being used as evidence for credit worthiness. So with this being established, we'll jump in to understand the main user types and the user roles that are offered through the Coldtivate app. There are three main user roles offered on Coldtivate: registered employees, operators, and cooling users and consumers. The registered employee account is designed firstly as a management level account. This means that cooling company managers and employees who oversee higher level management or operations across the company can use this account type to span multiple locations and multiple units. Meanwhile, the second account type that we offer, being operators, is an account designed for day-to-day operations of cold rooms. So employees that are coordinating check-ins and check-outs on ground at cooling units can use this account type to manage operations on a day-to-day basis. Lastly, we also offer cooling user and consumer account types. So this account type represents the account type that would be used by traders and farmers who are interested in storing their produce directly in a cooling unit through Coldtivate, as well as users who are interested in selling and buying produce directly through the cold room as well. So with these user roles defined, we'll now establish the three main aspects of functionality on the Coldtivate app. So the three main aspects are digital inventory management, data analytics, and our digital marketplace. Getting started with the digital inventory management feature, Coldtivate unlocks the ability to manage your day-to-day bookkeeping of cold room operations directly through the Coldtivate app. This means logging the check-ins and check-outs that come into your cold room through the Coldtivate application to be able to get a full view of all of the items that are stored in your cold room at any given time. Tracking this data within the app means that you also get an automated view of cooling fees that are owed, revenue that the room has collected over time, as well as other logistical pieces of information surrounding your occupancy, your usage, and your users. The digital inventory management of the room is optimized based on temperature readings and shelf life modeling. What this means is that cooling companies can connect to any of the 4 supported sensor types that we offer so that you can record and monitor the temperature readings of your cold room at any given time. This unlocks the ability to leverage our shelf life modeling functionality that allows you to track the degradation of crop quality over time, which allows both cooling companies and cooling users to have access to this information for their own decision making. We also allow for the monitoring and management of this room temperature information through the app in general as well. This allows you to coordinate different aspects of room logistics, planning of the orientation of the crops within your cooling unit, as well as other day-to-day operation level pieces of information as well. Now moving into the second arm of the application is our data analytics feature. Coldtivate offers digital data analytics that are made available for all the 3 user types, meaning that both cooling companies and users can get a summarized view of their activity and impact by using the Coldtivate application over time. The data on this analytics tab represents data on users, utilization, and finances that have been collected through inventory management. But these analytics are made possible through the collection of our user surveys, which are designed for our cooling users to complete regularly over time to better understand the impact that Coldtivate is having on their post-harvest losses. Users can then see a visual summary of these statistics through our data analytics functionality to better understand different types of metrics, such as what has your room occupancy looked like over time, and how has your food loss evolution changed over time. Now we'll go into the third arm of the application, which is our digital marketplace. The digital marketplace is designed to act as a platform where users can buy and sell produce directly through the application through produce that is stored at a cooling company's cooling unit. The app is flexible to allow different combinations of purchases, which means that you can buy from different sellers or combinations of different locations simultaneously. And the produce that you see that you purchase on the marketplace has quality guaranteed by the shelf life modeling technology that we offer, the same technology that we use for our digital inventory management. The marketplace is digitalized from the end-to-end process, meaning that money is also transferred through digital transactions, through third-party connections that we have enabled through the digital marketplace. And lastly, we also allow for flexible pickup options by providing a range of different options that users can take advantage of. This means that users can either decide to pick up their produce on the same day, they can continue to store their produce through the cold room directly, or they can also arrange for a range of different delivery options. So now with these main functionalities introduced, it's now your turn to get started with the tutorials. Our tutorials are offered and structured across the 3 main user roles. So depending on if you're a registered employee, operator, or cooling user, there are specific tutorials designed for you. Through the functionality that we offer, each video can be marked as complete as you move through the process, and you can also store and add your favorite videos aside as well. What you'll see is that on each page, there will be an FAQ section to address commonly asked questions that are related to the topic of the video at hand. And once you've moved through this entire tutorial process, when you're ready, you can go ahead and take the Coldtivate test to assess your knowledge and readiness of using the Coldtivate app. I will mention that we do offer these FAQs, but if you have a question that isn't necessarily addressed by the FAQs that we offer, or if you have feedback in general, we are always looking for ways to improve the Coldtivate application. So you can please feel free to pass along that feedback or those questions directly to app@yourbcca.org. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy getting familiar with the Coldtivate app.